Well, day one in Prague, huge day, huge day. Covered a lot of ground today. So kicked off about 8ish after brekkie. Walked up and across Charles Bridge, fantastic. Only a few people on it that hour of the morning. It's overcast, cool, not windy but cool. It's sort of really dreary looking, which is great, which is good. It's sort of like how you expect the East Communist Bloc countries to look, the Eastern Europe, how they look back in the day. So, yeah, it was good, it's fine. Went across Charles Bridge, walked across out to Lesser Town, grabbed a quick coffee, caught the tram up to Prague Castle, fantastic. It's a huge complex, and unlike other castles that I've been to, it is there's a lot there to see. It's also where the president works from. He works in the castle there. It's in a lot of the buildings there. And when we were there, I was actually doing a live video chat with Tyson, and we had to sort of move, and the military moved us over so the president could drive out. So he got to see the president leaving the castle. So that was fun. Got my tickets to do the various things. So St Vitus Cathedral. So basically, you get a ticket and you scan it. There's 4 things you can go to that you have to pay for. The castle grounds, you can just walk around them. They're open from 6 o'clock in the morning to 10 at night. You can walk around them. But if you want to go into, say, the Great Hall, St Vitus Cathedral, the Basilica, Golden Lane, a couple of things like that, you have to buy tickets. So yeah, St Vitus Cathedral, there is a saint buried in there. He's not buried, he's in a coffin and he's raised up, and he's been in there for, a few hundred years. In the 1300s he was buried there. He was actually a pope, or like a pope in Prague, which was Protestant. The church, the Catholics wanted him to change and he wouldn't, so they came down and threw him off the bridge. And there's a statue of him on the bridge. So he's there, yeah, interesting. Plus there's a lot of other bishops and prominent people buried in there as well, and there's a whole list when you walk through there. You can walk into that cathedral without paying and just be in the main bit, but if you want to go down and look at down the sides and around the back near the altar, all that, you've got to pay. From there into the Basilica, which is the oldest building in the fortress. There's another saint there. I can't think, it's a female saint. She was brought there in the year 400 and something. So she's been there for a while. And her son built the church to bury her there. She died before that. She was buried down in Prague somewhere, and a fire nearly ravaged her coffin. So she's buried in that basilica in a double lead-lined coffin. Also in St Vitus Cathedral is St Wenceslas Chapel, which is the closest I could compare it to would be the Sistine Chapel, and not as big, but a lot older. And you can look in there, but there's no access to it. And the coronation jewels are stored way up above that, so you can't actually go to see them. You can see replicas of them in one of the other buildings, and there are 7 locks on the door to get into that. The president has one, the prime minister has one, the mayor has one, the bishop has one, and so there's 7 keys are carried on 7 people. Also, to get in there, all 7 need to be there at once. So that's something interesting. I think every school child in the Czech Republic was at the castle today. I reckon it was over 1,000 of them, and they were all in Prague everywhere. So there must be something going on for the school kids, and they're all on walking tours. So plus the normal people there, so it was probably twice as correct. I reckon 60% of the people up there today were the school kids. It was just incredible how busy it was. So yeah, the only thing I'd say is get there. The things open at 9, get there at 9, get ahead of the lines, go through. But definitely worth a visit, definitely worth. And do what I did, walk over Charles Bridge, go into the lesser town, grab a coffee or something, jump on the tram, takes you up the top of the hill, and then work your way. And I worked my way and walked back down into lesser town. Had a bit of wander around Lennon Wall, went and had a look at that. It was great. Wrote a little note on that. So yeah, do those things. Just get into the back streets and the little alleyways. You just see doorways and walk into them, and there's beautiful little gardens. I found the old original hospital, one of the old original hospital, Prague Hospital. Didn't even know it was there. And there's little bars. There's just a sign saying best beer in Prague, and there's a door, and you go in. It's down little stairs and all that sort of thing. So I then walked back over Charles Bridge, which was really busy. Went to the Jewish quarter. There's 4 synagogues there, 4 synagogues. Had a look at them. You buy tickets for all of them, and as you go into, they're all sort of in a couple of block radius there, and just scan your ticket and go in and have a walk around. The old, what's called the Old New Synagogue, it's got the scrolls of Torah there. So when the Jerusalem synagogue in Jerusalem was demolished, it was destroyed, they say some of the foundation stones are there, and the scrolls of Torah that were in there have now been were brought to Prague, and they're in a vault there behind a shroud, big shroud thing over there. So it's only a small room, interesting to have a look at. It's the oldest building in the Jewish quarter, and it's the oldest synagogue in Europe. So worth a visit to a nice little walk around there. Looking at the different things, the synagogues, the old cemetery there. What I will say is, men, when you go in, you have to have your head covered. They supply you with, I don't know what they're called, I apologise, a little round thing. They give you one of them and you get to keep that. I'll put it up on here what it is. I apologise, not knowing what it is, what they're called. So that was the Jewish quarter, and basically I just sort of walked around Prague, just roughly, I knew roughly sort of I was going. I wasn't looking for anything particular, but then I'd come across something and go, oh gee, that's interesting. And I just worked my way back then along the river. By then, that had filled in the day, like it was 5:30 or something like that. So I'd covered a lot of it walking, covered a fair bit of ground. Caught a train back to the nearest stop where I am, and there's actually a bit of a shopping centre there. So I went in there, and they got a bit of a food court. So I just had an early dinner, had some fried chicken fried noodles or something there they do in a wok while you wait. It was quite nice, something fresh. So yeah, that was day one in Prague. To be honest, I had a list of things I wanted to do. Some of them, and it's as I've done with all of my itinerary, I have stuff I definitely want to see. Then I have a list of stuff, if I get a chance to see it, I do. The Jewish quarter walk and the castle, obviously the two main things, and Charles Bridge. So they were the three that I want to see today. There's a couple other little things. Petrin Tower, which is a new tower. You can go up there and just go up the town and get good views. Lennon Wall's the other one I wanted to do. Petrin Tower, there's a couple other little things. I'm not disappointed that I didn't do them, because on my walk I found other things that were actually more interesting. The old hospital, and just going down the little laneways and seeing the old doorways, and that would have been, get off the main strip and get into those old doorways and alleyways and just passageways. Just walk in a passageway and you'll pop out the other side, and no issues. The only thing I did see when I was walking back to the hotel after I had some dinner, 2 or 3 police cars went past, and the guys are fully armed with assault rifles, and one guy was sitting with a pointing out the window. So I don't know where they're off to, but they're in a hell of a hurry. And when you're talking in a hurry in Prague, these streets are a car width wide, and people just walk backwards and forwards across the street like there's nothing coming. So it's hard for people, for them to get through. So tomorrow is my last day in Prague. I'm off to Kutna Hora, which is, I'll just catch the train out. There's a cathedral there, but there's an ossuary, which is like a little chapel type thing that has the bones of 20,000 people lying in the chapel. There's chandeliers made out of it, there's altars made out of them. So yeah, not for everyone, but something I'm just interested in seeing. I'm hoping to get out there reasonably early, get back, and I might go for a walk where I didn't go. I wouldn't mind going up with astronomical clock. You can actually go up that, so I might do that tomorrow. It's not far from me. Just go for a bit of a walk around this side of town where I've gone sort of from where I am down to the river and along there, but I might go back the other way and just back streets, alleys, just go for a walk, see what I find. Loving Prague, but to be honest, you could probably spend 2 weeks here just walking around. It is the way to see it, the best way. Yes, it's good to jump on a bus or do a tour, but I'll give you an example. The walking tours today I saw near the synagogues, they walked past them, they spoke about them, but they didn't go in them because it'd take too much time. So they missed that. They would have been told the history about it, but I got to go in, sit in there for as long as I wanted to, read a bit about it and whatever. So that's a difference when you come and do it on your own. Plus I just get to wander around. I don't mind, I just wander around, and wherever I end up, I end up. I have an idea where I'm going, but I come across stuff I didn't know was there. There's a little restaurant down in an alley not far from here that's apparently is the best pork knuckles, so I'd like to give that a crack, probably tomorrow night for dinner. But Prague, if you've wondered about coming here, come here. It's a little bit commercial, but you expect that. Their money it's tourist. It's not a big place to get around. The public transport's fantastic. There's trams like it is in all of Europe, and you buy the one ticket for the 3 days you're here, whatever, and away you go. Definitely do Prague. Yeah. So tomorrow, Kutna Hora. I'll check in tomorrow night. Let you know how it was.